Hello everyone, welcome to Santa Cruz Permaculture Farm off the coast of Highway 1 in Pescadero. Okay, so the purpose of my video is to show you a little bit of the things I've been doing. Give a little review of my time here on this farm. So I guess the best way to break it down is to show you some video. So first off, I will start with my time as a woofer here. If you're not familiar with woofing, an acronym that is commonly used is Worldwide Organization of Organic Farmers, or Willing Workers of America, or something like that. I don't know. Probably so wrong. Oh, hi. There's rabbits all over this place. But it is a work for trade program. And you can do it all over farms throughout the US as well as other parts of the world. I have been woofing here since April 1st. So it's been an entire 3-month stay at this beautiful farm. So let me show you a little video of that, and after that I will show you some video of a permaculture design course that I did at the farm. I think that's the best way to do it, so I can cover all the amazing things I've been doing while here. And I will get down to the bottom of this beautiful spot. This is my sit spot after a day. So enjoy the video of the woof program, and I will give you a review of my time here woofing. Okay, bye. Fuck the gym, bro. Farm. Think of it. But I just really enjoy the solitude. It's I love you when you're singing that song. I got a lump in my throat. Go, grab one.
Staples every foot, you know.
There's this movie that I think you like. This guy decides to quit his job and chase to New York City. This cowboy's running from himself, and she's been living on the highest shelf.
Clockwise 8.
Oh lady, running down to the riptide, taking away to the dark side. I wanna be your left hand man. I love you when you're singing that song. And I got a lump in my throat, 'cause you're gonna sing the poem.
So this one's a little more complicated.
And so do you have seeds per foot?
Wheat pea plate that you're using. Try to keep straight, that's the main thing.
Magician's assistant in magic.
summer's end.
And you see everything like
She has a
heaven.
to keep us from the howling wind. And if you go traveling that north country fair, where the winds hit heavy down the borderline, remember me.
She's got that fences.
For she once was a true love of mine.
Better than bobsled.
And what it
Bob
looks
Dylan.
like now.
Bobby D. Bobby D. Worst ever.
This looks like a beautiful quiet spot. I'm here. This is one of the pump houses. Actually, this entire creek bed was up to here with water, but they released the floodgate. There's a farm up there that had to put water into their aquifer, but now it's like a beautiful spot. Look at this. Okay, I'll try my best to like not go off on tangents like I usually do. I think I need some structure. How I'm structuring these videos, but let's just wing it. Okay, so how did I end up here? I won't go into my entire journey of wolfing. I will on another video if you want to, because it's a pretty freaking amazing story. But I was in Oceana, California, which is about 3 hours south from here, at another farm. And that one was like a hobby farm. I spent my days splitting wood and pulling milk thistles out of the ground, and I was in a dingy RV full of black mold. Really cool people, really cool place, but I like wanted to find something. I wanted to expand my knowledge in this realm of like organic farming and permaculture, and I was interested in a permaculture design course. So I hit up Google and I found Santa Cruz Permaculture. On the website, I looked at it, I looked at the courses, it looked really good. Tuition wasn't too bad. And on the very bottom, they had a little note that said that they take woofers. So I contacted Dave Shaw, who is the owner of this farm. David Shaw, if you don't know him, Google him. He's got podcasts of the Yang, and he's an amazing person. I emailed him, I put in the deep earth prayer, and he instantly contacted me. Like that very night was like, hey, who are you? What's going on in your life? Tell me a little bit about yourself. So we talked a bit. I told him that I was going to be heading to Felton, California, working at an aquaponics farm, but I would love to like come through and volunteer and like help him with whatever's going on here. So I started volunteering for a few days, and I was just really eager to like call this place home for a bit. The thing you got to understand about woofing is that like you have to be willing to roll with the living conditions. Every farm's different, so I knew exactly what I was walking into. He's like, I don't have much for you. You know, we have the yurt you can hang out in. I use it as my living space too. We have compost toilets and a shower. And I was like, cool, man. If you have a stove for me to cook on, you just give me some oatmeal and peanut butter, a place where I can pitch my tent, and I'm in. So he's like, okay, let's do it. So as you see in the video, like the main things that I was working on, what was ready as far as like, you know, farming goes, it was a small scale, I don't know how we would say it, like a small scale CSA. CSA is community supported agriculture, as well as a caneberry, a huge caneberry or section dedicated to caneberries. This was formerly Swanton Berry Farms. It was a U-Pick farm, and he had taken over the lease for the land. So most of my days are spent pruning and training caneberries, which I learned, you know, during volunteering, as well as as well as planting starters into the CSA garden. So we had, I don't know, like 2-3 acres of formed, shaped out beds that we started to plant things in. So it was really cool to like kind of see the transformation. On the weekends, it was really busy. He would have volunteers who came down. People were kind of like me, working towards some of the hours going towards the permaculture course. So I didn't have to pay the entire amount for the course. I put in volunteer hours to do it. I think they averaged like $15 an hour is what it accumulated to. But yes, anyway, there was a lot of volunteers who came. It was very active on the weekends. It was really cool, like Fridays and Saturdays. Sometimes he would have his friends come down and like we would set up the bonfire. And you know, one of my favorite things about woofing is just the music that like my life is surrounded by. I'm just like, campfire music is one of the most magical things in my life right now. So yeah, there'd be like a lot of cool events that would happen during the weekends. And then on the weekdays, it was just me. So I would spend my days with the birds and the bees, and I was their entertainment and they would entertain me. So it was a cool little balance of like me having my solitude and then socializing on the weekends. You know, I was still kind of like in my healing journey. So just being immersed in nature and like quieting your mind and just spending your days with the plants was a true gift. I know not many people get that kind of opportunity in their life. So I just really looked forward to like my days of solitude. But because, you know, I am out on this farm by myself, like there's nights where it's just me out here, I would make a habit of just making sure like I cooked my food and took my shower and did everything before the night came, and then just hunker down in my car. I had my car set up for camping, so I wasn't in the tent yet. It's cold. The climate out here on the California coast is cold. Even when the sun is out, it's kind of deceiving. So as far as the workload, okay, so the workload, it was, so for woofing, minimum amount of work hours you have to do is 25. Maximum is 35. And I will first say that the days here were very long. I would work from anywhere from 9:30 to 10 a.m. till 6:30 or 7 p.m. at night. I know that sounds taxing, right? But I will explain why. There's a few reasons. One reason was I was still doing work for trade at the farm in Felton. And I would go home, I would go back to south area where my brother is from, where I own a townhouse. Yeah, I forgot to say it. I have that. So 4 days a week is what I could dedicate to this farm. So that you're looking at 7 to 8 hour days. Secondly, when it comes to planting, like for CSA, and the fact that, you know, he doesn't have a greenhouse yet, we're not at that stage yet, you have to get all the plants in the ground. Like once you start a bed, once the plants come, you need to get everything in the ground, because everything needs to be watered one time. Like if you were to plant half the bed and then water, you can't plant in that bed till like a couple of days, till the water goes down into the soil. And a lot of times volunteers would just kind of cop out and be like, okay, like it's 12 o'clock, I have to go. So there were days where it was just like me and Dave out there getting plants in the ground until everything was done, and then laying down irrigation pipe and then running all the way to the pump house at the lake, the man-made lake, turning it on. it was an entire process. Sometimes we'd have to get out and like lay drip tape. So that's the reason why the hours went really, really long. And for me, like I am all about, like, I don't know, I would definitely say I'm a farmer. I'm a work mule. Like I don't mind that at all. It was quite enjoyable at times, but it was a little backbreaking. So that's pretty much why my days ran longer than usual. I've been at farms where it's like 5-hour days and then you're done, and like by 2 o'clock you get the rest of the day to like do whatever you want. So that's the reason why the hours were long. Okay, so there's that. My days off. So because it's in Santa Cruz, actually this farm is like directly across from the ocean. Right across is Año Nuevo State Park. There is a big basin. There is Half Moon Bay, like not too far from here. So it's nice. Like I could just literally walk across the street and go to this beach and like have it all to myself. Some mornings, cool little hiking trails around, you know. So, you know, I would just like take some mushrooms and like go down to the beach and just like relax. Surprisingly, I haven't jumped in the water yet. I'm from Hawaii. I'm spoiled. Like we get really nice water, so I haven't done that yet. But yeah, I would do that. I would hang out in Santa Cruz. I had a few friends who are from this area, so I'd meet up with them. And I gotta say, I am slowly and quickly falling in love with Santa Cruz. It's such a vibe out here. You know, it's like the Portland of the coast. All kinds of people, all kinds of cultures. Like I loved it on the weekends, like all the cool little farmers markets and like block parties that would go on. You could go down and like go to the kava bar, you could listen to music, you could dance. All the taquerias around here are amazing. So it's just a lot of fun. It's very lively. Some mornings I would just go, before the work day started, I would go down to the beach and watch all the surfers and all the kite surfers out here, like doing their thing. Big Sur isn't too far, so like go on really cool hikes. It's a lot of fun. If you ever want to do woofing and like experience the California coast, find something around this area. Santa Cruz is an amazing place, and I'm sure my life will probably end up back here at some point, sometime. Okay, yeah, so that part. And then as far as my like entire learning experience here, woofing, I have to say by far it's been the most immersive learning experience I've had. But I've also like attained some of these skills on my previous woofing farms too. And you know, like I learned just a lot about like how to start up a CSA. Dave let me in on his crop planning and how to do crop planning. Learned really well how to lay irrigation tape, why it's important to, you know, to have overhead sprinkling system, partly because of the weeds. So you sprinkle, the weeds will pop up, you take a hula hoe, you get all the small weeds out of there, and then do that process a couple times and then lay drip tape. So it was just like understanding like how to save time and labor. I also would just take on small projects like learning how to divide dahlia roots. I learned how to like do site planning. I helped him lay out the what do you call those? The trailers that we're gonna turn into like the shipping container village. I learned how to make perfect soil. I learned how to take care of caneberries. We had thornless blackberries, olali berries, tayberries. Yeah, I think that was like most of the days that's what it was made up of. And the cool part about this is that he was very open about like what I want to get out of my experience here. So, you know, I said I want to get more hands-on with like farmers markets. You know, I kind of want to take on a leadership role if possible. I would love to be part of the permaculture courses that are going on here. There's like a 6-month course, so that's why, you know, he would have classes and teachers here on the weekends. So it was really cool. There was a few times where like he actually let me lead a group and like learning how to do some of these things. So it's very empowering. Like I'm like, I don't know, Dave, like how to explain how to separate dahlias, but I actually did. And he had all the confidence in me like that I could do these things. So that was really cool. That was very empowering, and I'm very grateful like that was part of the experience. So, you know, on the scale of what I have experienced so far, like I gotta put this on the top. By far my favorite farm is in Eugene, but for very personal reasons. But this has got to be like one of the best like learning experience I've had. And I know it looks rough, but I understood the conditions that I was going into when it came to doing this. Real quickly, just a little tip of advice if you are considering woofing. Check the reviews, make sure it's certified, make sure you read the description really well, because they'll be very specific, like whether they're commercial, small scale, you know, family owned, you know, what type of gardening techniques they use, what your like daily tasks are gonna look like, and then yeah, check the reviews, see what other woofers are saying about the place. And then second is just to make sure to like do a video interview with the farm owners, ask them all the questions you want to know, like what's my living arrangement, what time is lunch, what days do we have off, work involved, and have them like give you a layout of the land so you know what you're getting into. Don't just pick a farm and be like, that sounds good, and then not know exactly what to expect before you get there. So those are like my little 2 tips of advice as far as woofing goes. So that's what I have for that portion. And now I will show you my time during the 2-week intensive permaculture course that I just finished. I'm currently in the advanced permaculture course. So I'll show you a little bit of video of how the days were, basically like how the itinerary, how the curriculum was laid out, and have like little descriptions of what we covered, the topics that we covered on those days. So enjoy the video.